If you want to heal from your cancer, from heart disease, from your other chronic conditions, maybe you need to consider forgiveness. I first heard of this concept from Dr. Josh Axe, and he made the bold claim that forgiveness is linked to cancer, and once patients go through forgiveness, their healing speeds up, or they finally get over some kind of barrier to their healing journey. So I looked into this. I was curious, does forgiveness really play a role in our health? And the findings are pretty convincing one way. We'll see if bitterness really plays a role in your health. While researching this, I found several well done scientific studies or research papers that concluded that holding grudges affects, one, mental health, so it increases aggressiveness, it increases depression, it increases anxiety, and it increases stress. Then on the physical side of things, they found that hypertension, heart attacks, cancers, chronic pain, back pain, arthritis, and stomach ulcers were all linked to holding grudges and not letting go. And being able to let go of those things, people were less at risk for those conditions or were able to advance in their healing journeys. And so that was super cool. That was super convincing. Isn't it super surprising that forgiveness is linked to healing when you look at the mind and how the mind is connected to the body, and the mind is emotions cause stress and inflammation and can then therefore cause different physical conditions and ailments to arise and to fester and to prevent you from healing. I wasn't planning on sharing this story, but I remember my mom was diagnosed with a condition that was pretty serious and is pretty serious, and she had to relearn how to walk, how to do daily tasks, and she went from not being able to walk to hiking mountains and doing all these awesome things. And it was just super cool to watch. Her mindset was, I am gonna get better, and she did. And seeing other people in the hospital where they just accept, like, oh well, I'm just a sick person, so I'm gonna be sick the rest of my life. And they remained sick. They remained unable to walk. And so we know that mindset helps you heal when it comes to giving you the gumption to be able to focus on getting better and believing that you're gonna get better. So when it comes to forgiveness and holding grudges, the lack of forgiveness means that there's a bitterness in your heart that's lingering, that's festering, and it is causing negative emotions inside of you to dissipate throughout your body and show up in inflammation, show up in disease. And so it makes sense that it is linked to physical conditions, not even just mental. But I believe it does definitely start with mental health and then kind of goes into your body. Looking at the biblical side of things, we see that King Solomon was quite aware of this concept himself. In Proverbs 17:22, he says, "A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Proverbs 14:30, "A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot." Proverbs 16:24, "Gracious words are like honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body." Proverbs 4:20-22, "My son, be attentive to my words, incline your ears to my sayings, for they are the life to those who find them, and healing to all their flesh." Now, the type of healing that Solomon was talking here transcends that of the physical body and is a condition of your heart, a condition of your spirit. And it is more important if you don't have a healed spirit. None of the healing on this earth is worth it, because your spirit's what's internal, your physical body will perish one day. So if you're gonna focus on healing, heal your spirit first. Look to God for your healing. So now, knowing that forgiveness indeed affects your body and affects your health, how do we incorporate this into our healing journey? In ancient medicine, this was just a common practice. They looked at the body as a whole, they treated the mind and body together. However, Western modern medicine separated it. They separated mental health, physical health, and even within the realm of physical health, they have gut health, they have neurologists, they have foot doctors, they have eye doctors, they separate everything. And it's awesome that there's specialists in each of those sectors. However, there's not very much communication between all of them. And so we need to get back to combining our health systems and being able to heal holistically. And that is what holistic practitioners do. They make sure to combine the healing of the mind and the healing of the body and the healing of the spirit, and making sure that your healing is going to last and it gets to the root of the cause of your illness. So if you can find a holistic practitioner, if not, you're totally able to take the time to examine your emotions, your feelings. Ask yourself if you are holding on to grudges, if there is someone that you need to forgive, if you need to forgive yourself even. The best way to be sanctified in this way is through prayer, through coming to the Lord. The Holy Spirit will reveal inside of you what is icky, what needs to be cut off, what needs to be pruned. The Lord is definitely the best doctor in that sense and in all senses. And if you struggle to do this, if you struggle to kind of find the roots of things, holistic practitioners love to help with this and are skilled in helping you find these roots. So in summary, bitterness is not only bad for your relationships, but it's bad for your physical health. This means the mind and body are deeply connected. Taking the steps to heal the matters of the heart may end up healing your chronic conditions, or at least playing a role in helping you move toward better health. Comment down below if you have experienced this before and what it did for you. I am very interested to hear your stories. Please subscribe if you liked this video. Also, like this video if you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.